Welcome everyone to the Avengers podcast, where we talk Marvel, DC, Star Wars, and more. I'm your host Torrin, and with me is my co-host Peyton.
Yo, what's going on?
I'm fucking tired, bro. Dude, last night I had Chinese food, and my mom made these egg rolls, and these egg rolls are fucking huge, and I was super bloated, and so I passed out.
I feel rusty. We've only been gone a week. It feels like I haven't done this in a month. Speaking of which, didn't do one last week because my mouse broke, and for some reason, I'm trying to do all the keyboard commands, I guess, I don't know, and nothing was working, so I couldn't do anything. But we're back now, and it's our 50th episode. Woo, yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, we have a great show for everyone this week. We're going to be talking about Werewolf by Night, which just came out this past Friday. So we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about some of the Marvel news that we missed from last week, and also, of course, the stuff that from this week as well. But before that, what'd you watch these past couple weeks, Torn?
I haven't really been watching that many movies. I did watch Knocked Up, directed by Judd Apatow, featuring Seth Rogen, of course, the God. I did rewatch This Is the End. I fucking love This Is the End. It's one of my favorite Seth Rogen movies. Obviously, I'm a big Seth Rogen fan. And I also watched yesterday with my friend Leia. We watched House of a Thousand Corpses, directed by Rob Zombie. And it's something. as for somebody who, for anyone who's watched Rob Zombie's movies, you know that Rob Zombie he has his own style, and it's out of this world is what I can really say for it. And House of a Thousand Corpses was his directorial debut. Overall, I thought the movie was fine. It's very dated for even for Rob Zombie. I felt like some parts were a little too long because both of us were falling asleep at some parts. It's honestly pretty short too. It's only an hour and 30 minutes, but it felt it felt longer than that. It felt like it was 2 hours. But other than that, I am gonna watch more of his movies because I watched the Halloween movies. I watched his Halloween movies. It was pretty good. But I'm gonna watch his other movies because in House of a Thousand Corpses, there's 2 other movies, and it's kind of like a trilogy. It's called the Firefly film series. So I'm gonna watch The Devil's Rejects and Three from Hell. So I'll watch those later on.
You also saw Birdman.
I did see Birdman. That was really, really good. That was awesome. I kind of mad at myself for not seeing it sooner, but I mean, better late than never. So
true. I went on was supposed to be a full, but it turned out to be a mini Wes Anderson binge. Because some of the movies just aren't on streaming services, which is annoying. But I watched Bottle Rocket, The Royal Tenenbaums, and The Darjeeling Limited. Probably mispronounced the shit out of that.
That's what it was, Bottle Rocket. Because I was telling Leia, you went on a Wes Anderson binge.
Yeah. So Bottle Rocket is his directorial debut. He did a Bottle Rocket short film, and then it got the funding to be made into a full-length feature film. And of course, it stars Owen and Luke Wilson. They're great. And the Bottle Rocket was fine. I mean, it's his directorial debut for a directorial debut. Pretty good. But then I went on to I think his second film was Rushmore. I couldn't find Rushmore. So it wasn't necessarily a natural progression. But then I watched The Royal Tenenbaums. And that was fantastic. I really like that one. It certainly, I mean, you see it in Bottle Rocket, the Wes Andersonisms sort of in their infancy, but then it's full-fledged Wes Anderson by the time Royal Tenenbaums rolls around. So he got there quick, because I think Royal Tenenbaums is his third film. But yeah, it was just another fantastic entry into his filmography. His style, most people like it, but it's still pretty divisive because not everyone's 100% sold on it. I love it. I don't know what it is about it, but it makes me feel good.
Yeah, the only movie I've seen of Wes Anderson was Fantastic Mr. Fox, which I absolutely love. I want to watch his other movies because like I went on HBO Max yesterday. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of been sleeping on HBO Max just because like the
Since the
category
incident.
is so yeah, because of the incident I had, which I didn't have it for like, like I didn't have it like for like a while. But other than that, like I feel like HBO Max is like overwhelming because like there's just so much stuff.
There is a lot, yeah.
Like there's a lot. So yeah, I did see a lot of Wes Anderson movies on HBO Max. So I want to give those a try. But I also want to watch Isle of Dogs.
I think that's on Disney Plus. I think last time I checked.
Fantastic Mr. Fox is on Disney Plus.
I was going to watch The French Dispatch, but then I didn't because I don't know. I just felt like I don't want to watch it until I see the rest of his movies. I don't know why. Well, that's what I did.
You're going to chronological order.
Yeah, well, that's what that was the plan.
Release order.
But then I watched the Darjeeling Limited, and I liked it less than the Royal Tenenbaums, but not by much. It came out after the Royal Tenenbaums, but it felt more dated, or not, maybe not more dated, but it felt more like Bottle Rocket because it had less of his Wes Anderson-isms, because a lot of his Wes Anderson movies, like the Royal Tenenbaums or the Grand Budapest Hotel, which is so far still my favorite Wes Anderson movie, they feel like filmed stage plays.
Yeah.
They have this weird vibe to them, and everything's like weird and perfect. And the Darjeeling Limited did not feel like that because a lot of it was filmed on an actual train in actual locations. There weren't really any sets, and so it felt really real world, which was great. And then I knew a little bit about the Royal Tenenbaums going in, but I knew nothing about the Darjeeling Limited going in. I saw a few clips before, but that's pretty much it. And yeah, I had a good time. I didn't really that one didn't hit as hard as the Royal Tenenbaums. I really like the Royal Tenenbaums. Forget Gwyneth Paltrow's in that. I was just like, it's Gwyneth Paltrow. I don't know. I think the only thing I've seen her in outside of the Iron Man movies is Seven.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. Well, so good thing for Wes Anderson. He's from Houston, so
yeah, he's from Texas, which is weird. When you watch his movies, it's like this guy's from Texas.
I feel like seeing
Austin. I mean,
yeah, because he got a BA from UT.
Yeah, so I guess it makes sense.
I don't know. For me, like it's always like refreshing, yet like kind of weird seeing like a celebrity from like Texas, because like, I mean, there's a lot of them out there.
Tommy Lee Jones.
Tommy Lee Jones from Texas?
I think so. Troy Baker's from Texas.
I'm looking up Tommy Lee Jones right now.
I know he lives in Texas at the very least.
Oh, yeah, actually, yeah, you're right. He was born in San Saba.
Boom.
That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like, I feel like kind of refreshing, because like, I feel like every celebrity I see is like, oh, from like California or like someplace like from fucking Ohio or something. I don't know. It's always like never Texas whenever I see most celebrities.
Oh, Matthew McConaughey is an obvious one. That's from Texas.
Yeah, for sure. And he teaches at UT.
I'm sure Owen Wilson's probably from Texas.
Think so. Let me see. Yep, he's from Dallas.
Yep.
Okay, there's more celebrities than I thought.
It's a big state.
It is a big state.
Jamie Foxx is from Texas.
That's fucking okay. Sorry to eat my words now. Yeah, he's from Terrell, Texas.
Selena Gomez is from Texas.
Yes. Yeah, okay. oh yeah, Michelle Rodriguez is from Texas. She's a Letty in the Fast and Furious movies.
Robert Rodriguez is from Texas.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Did I tell you that I like
San Antonio specifically?
Yeah. Did I tell you that like I know somebody who knows like the Santikos family and they know Robert Rodriguez?
No. I mean, it's not surprised that they know Robert Rodriguez.
Yeah, so like I have a friend. Well, he's not even like a friend. He's like he's a family friend, and he helps us out a little bit. And he was saying, I told him that I wanted to be like a filmmaker, and he was saying,
said,
like,
"Yikes, good luck."
No, he was like, well, like I know like someone who like works in the Santikos family, and they know Robert Rodriguez, so I can like give him your information. I was like, yes.
Excuse me, the Robert Rodriguez.
I was like, wow, you think Robert Rodriguez, the one who made Spy Kids.
Yeah, can you contact him for me and tell him that I really didn't like Book of Boba Fett? His episodes.
This is before that. This is before Book of Boba Fett even like came out. It was like a year or two ago. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll be Robert Rodriguez one day. I hope. So that's it.
Yeah,
that's it for me.
That is it for me as well, which means we should move on to the news. We got a lot of news to catch up on, so let's just go right on ahead and get started. The Last of Us trailer came out, the first Last of Us trailer, and God, it's gorgeous.
Amazing.
It's beautiful. Those sets, I don't even care if the show's garbage. It looks gorgeous. I wish we got some more lines from Pedro Pascal. I just want to hear him. That's all I want. I just want to hear him.
He looks great.
He does look great. And of course, Bella Ramsey looks good too. We still haven't seen too much of her, so it's hard to really get a grasp on on her performance. We saw a little bit more of Nick Offerman, which is great. I'm super excited to see him not in the environment of Parks and Recreation, but yeah. I'm super excited for this. I don't think I've ever been this excited for a video game adaptation. Period. I think. I don't think ever. Because previously the best video game movie adaptation was the live action Super Mario Brothers movie from the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah. I unironically love that movie.
It's a guilty pleasure of you.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Next piece of news. The Community movie is happening.
Yes.
Oh my God. My dreams.
The hashtag finally came into fruition.
Hashtag 6 seasons and a movie. If anyone hasn't seen Community, what are you doing? Get on that shit. Get on. Stop listening to this. I don't even give it. Stop listening to this. Go watch Community. It's on Netflix, and I think it's on Hulu as well. Maybe they took it off Hulu.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah, it's on Hulu. I think.
Find it.
Doesn't matter. Find the version with the
D&D episode.
The D&D episode.
Yeah, which was wrongfully said. I can't get into that. That's true. I'll just get mad.
Let's say that for another day.
But yeah, go watch Community. God, fantastic show, and we're finally getting a movie. It's also right now. Yvette Nicole Brown and Donald Glover are not signed on, but Yvette is like, she's excited. I mean, they're gonna close a deal, and Dan Harmon, the creator of Community, in is writing the movie, also said that he expects Donald Glover to come back. So I'm not too worried. And Donald said he'd want to do it anyway.
The good thing is, I want him to come back too, because man, the show
He's the heart of the show.
He is the heart of the show. It didn't feel the same without him.
I think people exaggerate when they're like, the show was trash after he left. Like, calm down.
Yeah, it wasn't like that bad,
yeah,
but you could tell
it took a dip, don't get me wrong, but like the creativity on that show, like you still compare like the weaker seasons to a lot of TV. It's still a damn good show.
Yeah, for sure. And
also some of the additions, like Frankie in season 6. At first I was like, I don't know about this, but she was great, especially the way she treated the dean. Anyway, super excited. Can't wait for that. I think it's coming out next year on Peacock, which is a little annoying, but fuck it, I'll buy Peacock for this. Hopefully it gets a physical release. God, I wanted it. Oh,
yeah, I want to see it in theaters.
True. I would legit go to theaters to see this. That'd be amazing.
Like that ass. I will literally like I will buy my ticket. Like I will literally harass the theater for me to give them the ticket so I can watch it in theaters.
Same.
It's so oh my God, I'm so excited considering I binged the series in a week.
Yeah. Gonna need a refresher binge.
I do need a refresher binge.
Yeah, but it's kind of funny. It's going to Peacock, and Peacock is NBC, and the show originally aired on ABC or NBC, and like every year they're on the verge of cancellation because it was an older regime at the time, and one of the higher ups just didn't understand the show, and just was kind of against it. You can see it in each season. The budget gets smaller and smaller, but they used the budget really well. They did what they could, but then by season 5, they were canceled after season 5, and they got picked up by Yahoo of all places when they were trying to do a streaming service. And then Yahoo went under. They killed a streaming service, and then now it's back at NBC. So also, I think Peacock got the streaming rights, so it might leave Netflix. But also, I think it's a non-exclusive streaming right, so maybe it'll stay on Netflix. I don't know the situation. Regardless, community movie, exciting. This is according to the Hollywood Reporter. Scott Silver, who wrote Joker from 2019, Malcolm Spellman, who's writing Captain America 4 and wrote The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and Matthew Mixon will write the script for the Spawn movie. Still starring Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, that shit's gonna be fire.
Yeah, we talked about it a couple of weeks ago. We're like, we haven't gotten a lot of Spawn news, and then boom, Spawn news.
We manifested this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's super exciting. We were talking about it a couple weeks ago, where Jamie Foxx was like, it's going to be like Joker-esque, and it's like, the fuck does that mean? And now they got the writer for Joker. So that's, I don't know how this is going to turn out. But, I'm optimistic. Anything's going to be better than the first one. So.
Yeah, for sure. Dude, oh my God. I saw clips of Spawn from 99. I can't tell you how fast I switched the screen, bro.
The CG.
The CG,
oh my God.
It does not hold up, bro.
Not at all.
It's so crazy because there's like a lot of CG like from like earlier movies, even like my fucking like Terminator that still holds up. I only like parts of like Terminator that like were, looks wonky was like the robot moving.
Yeah.
But other than that's
Jurassic Park
fine.
classic, obviously.
Yeah, Jurassic Park for sure. But when I watch Spawn, I'm like, ooh, yeah, nah, weird.
Moving on, some DC news. Industry insider David Ferracci. I'm sorry for mispronouncing this. David Ferracci. I don't know how to pronounce your name, my boy, but on his Marvel Vision podcast, he said that some behind the scenes evidence suggests that Warner Brothers is making another Superman movie with Henry Cavill due to Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's negotiations. He said, quote, I got some more information about this. It's not like specific. It's all behind the scenes stuff that I thought was kind of fascinating, which is that the reason why Henry Cavill has returned as Superman in Black Adam is because The Rock demanded it. Like, he went hard, full court press on Warner Brothers and made them go to Henry Cavill, and they had to sign a new deal with Henry Cavill, including saying that they're going to develop a new Superman movie. And it was all because of The Rock insisted.
It's crazy how The Rock has so much faith in DC.
It's just the Rock has so much power.
You're right.
Like, it really is all about drive and all about power.
We say hungry, we divide.
Put in the work and put in the hours.
It takes hours.
Good to know that The Rock stands by his words.
Right. But overall, I am very happy about that news. Henry Cavill deserves way more than what he was given. I generally think he is the best Superman on screen. I'm kidding.
Well, he could be. He just hasn't gotten the chance.
Yeah. I still think that he is a great Superman in his own right, for sure.
Yeah, and that movie comes out in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
What the hell?
I just said speed up.
I didn't even know tickets were available.
I want to go see it.
I want to go see it too, but like, I'm like, I don't know. I mean, we'll see it.
Oh man, that's just
comes out in 2 weeks. That shit just snuck up on us.
It really did. I kept seeing trailers. It said like October. I was like, oh, okay, like October. And that's not that far.
It's not that far, but it's still kind of far. And then it's like, hey, it's right here. It's here.
Right.
I can't believe we're getting a Superman movie with Henry Cavill just because The Rock was like, hey, can we get this? And, Superman is going to be in Black Adam, supposedly. That's the rumor, but it's super exciting. Hopefully he actually has a head.
Yeah, and let's hope he doesn't have a floating mustache.
True. Or it's just his silhouette.
Floating lip. Yeah.
I still can't believe
awesome.
James Gunn got that shit in Peacemaker. It's fucking wild.
Yeah, I still can't believe Aquaman fucks fishes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited.
As am I. Moving on to some Marvel news. In an interview with Empire Magazine, Tenel Huerta says that Namor is indeed a mutant in the MCU.
Yes. Thank you. We won. Yes.
But how does that make any sense? What does that mean for the continuity?
What it means is that this all happened before Miss Marvel.
Where does Professor X come from?
Bro.
Where are they? Where are all the mutants?
They're hiding.
Where? When?
In New York.
New York.
You know how New York is? It's an IRGJ server.
They're all in New York.
I mean, bro, that's how it is in the comics. Everyone lives in New York.
I mean, that's true. I mean, She-Hulk's in LA.
That's true.
Speaking of She-Hulk.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll talk about it next week because that's the finale. But
let's just say that we're excited. We're excited for She-Hulk.
Yeah, finales.
We felt bad. We felt bad for
Very bad. Very bad.
But man, that's amazing.
Anyway, first mutant. So it's fitting because, Namor.
Yes.
This is according to Variety. Kevin Feige teases Elizabeth Olsen's return as Wanda Maximoff in the MCU, saying, quote, "I don't know that we saw her under a rubble." He also said, quote, "There really is so much more to explore. We still haven't touched on many of her core storylines from the comics." So he basically said what I said in our review. It's like, the rubble fell and then we saw that little puff of red and it's like, okay, she's alive.
Yeah. Can't kill off the Scarlet Witch. You can't kill her off.
Absolutely not. And speaking of returning Marvel characters that, was up in the air, Oscar Isaac just recently has seemingly confirmed that he'll return as Moon Knight in the MCU, saying, quote, "All I can say is that this isn't the last we've heard of the system that is Moon Knight." Whether that means a season 2 or an appearance elsewhere, I don't know, but more Moon Knight is good news for me. So
Moon Knight and Werewolf by Night, yes, please.
Yes, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it, but I need more Moon Knight.
Give it to me.
Black Panther: Wakanda Forever's runtime is confirmed to be 2 hours and 41 minutes, making it the second longest MCU movie, or third longest. I think Eternals is longer. Regardless,
how long is it?
2 hours and 41 minutes.
Oh yeah, that shit gonna be fire.
Yeah. So it's too short crowd can shut the fuck up.
I'm actually more excited about Wakanda Forever than the first one.
Oh, absolutely. I was excited for the first one just based off he was really cool in Civil War.
Yeah.
But there's a lot riding on this one and also just looks gorgeous. So
I know I'm gonna get hit in the feels whenever I see this, bro.
You're seeing it twice.
I am. No, I'm seeing it 4 times. Huh? So I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it on Thursday, seeing it on Friday, seeing it on Saturday and Sunday.
Are you actually?
No, I'm not.
Oh my God. I was like, you madman.
No, I'm seeing it twice. Yeah.
Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
I'm seeing it Thursday. I'm going to spoil you.
Okay.
Can't wait to tell you that. Shuri is the new Black Panther. Speaking of which, we got a new Black Panther trailer, which showed a lot more Ironheart, which was cool.
Yeah. Looks awesome.
Yeah, looks great. There was a shot that was exactly the same to that one shot in Infinity War. I was like, hey, look at that. Infinity War.
Oh, yeah. I saw that. I don't remember that shot.
As long as her character's different. That's all I care about. But I'm sure it'll be fine. It'll be fine. But again, the movie looks gorgeous. Freaking Namor has the wings on his ankles and he can fly with them, which is ridiculous. But great.
Amazing. I can't wait for Namor.
He's going to be like, I am the first mutant. And then Wakanda's going to be like, the fuck does that mean?
Ooh, just that movie is always so good.
Yeah, we got our first glimpse at the new Black Panther suit, which again is obviously Shuri.
Yeah.
One of the actors was like, the fans haven't guessed it yet. Yes, we have. yeah, we have. It's Shuri. It says it's got her face markings and everything. It's Shuri. It's looking great. I'm excited. We're ready. We're prepared. Kind of. This is according to Vanity Fair. Emma Caulfield Ford will reprise her role as Dottie in Agatha Coven of Chaos. So we're definitely going to be getting a direct continuation from where WandaVision ended, because she's, trapped or whatever as her nosy neighbor self, presumably. And Dottie's back, so that's good. She was good.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is according to Jeff Snyder. Bassam Tariq will no longer direct Blade, unfortunately, and the film is now delayed indefinitely. The film was slated to begin shooting this November. Tariq will remain on as executive producer, which is just industry speak for we fired him, but we're going to keep some of the things that he already worked on. And apparently, according to Jeff Snyder, the current Blade script was roughly 90 pages and featured exactly 2 lackluster action sequences, which honestly is kind of hard to gauge what that even means, because like lackluster action, what does that even mean? Because like when you're writing a script, it's like they fight, you know what I mean? Like you're not going to necessarily detail like every piece of the fight in a script. It's not what that's for. Anyway, but unfortunate news. It's bad news regardless, because, it's delayed and they have to find a new director, and they're going to rewrite the entire script now. They're getting the lead writer of, I believe it was Moon Knight, and now he's doing X-Men 97 to come and rewrite the entire script. So this is bad news regardless, but it can be good news. Feige obviously fired him for a reason, so it's likely that we're going to get a better movie anyway, and I'd rather him nip this in the bud now than have them have to deal with this while shooting the movie,
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be a net positive, but it sucks right now. Also, he said apparently Mahershala Ali is frustrated with the production or with how the film production is going, which of course he is. This is frustrating for fans. I mean, I can't imagine how he feels about it, but yeah, this is also according to Jeff Snyder. Marvel Studios is considering recasting Thaddeus Ross in the MCU, and their top choice is Harrison Ford, but it's unclear if he passed on the role or not.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
I did see some news about that.
Yeah, so as we know, William Hurt unfortunately passed away, and he played Thunderbolt Ross in the MCU, and so they're considering recasting. And some people are mad because they're like, so you recast Ross, but you won't recast T'Challa. And it's like, this is kind of a fair point. But it says they're considering recasting, so they might not even go through with it. But Harrison Ford is like, he's old. I love Harrison Ford, but like he wasn't that far off William Hurt. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Harrison Ford's 80. I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, we'll see.
Yeah, we will see. But I think William Hurt died when he was 72. So Harrison Ford is even older. And it's like, if you're like, we want to get someone that's like, not going to die in the next 2 months. I mean, maybe Harrison Ford is the way to go. I think he would be a good choice. Although I feel like he just grumbled through the entire thing. Regardless, he might have passed on the role anyway. So
true.
Some people were saying to get what's his name back from Hulk 2003. What's his name? I always forget his name. Sam Elliott. Yeah,
that could work.
It could work.
I ain't gonna lie. I thought they're the same person, low key.
Yeah, I knew they were the same person because my mom loves Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott's 78.
He's 78. He's 78. He's old. I mean, Harrison Ford looks good for his age.
He does.
Still old though. But this is according to the Hollywood Reporter, and has since been confirmed by Marvel Studios, I believe. Don Cheadle's Armor Wars is now being changed from a Disney Plus series to a movie.
Good.
Yes, super, super cool. That's great for Rhodey as a character.
Good for Rhodey, and we don't have to follow that fucking 6-episode shit with the Disney Plus series.
Yeah, and also I imagine it's great for budgetary reasons. That's like 6 hours of Iron Man suits. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't want any bad looking Iron Man suits, but I bet this is because back during Comic-Con it wasn't on the slate, and people were like, well, what the fuck's happening with Armor Wars? And Don Cheadle was like, it's still happening. So I imagine during that time they were reworking it, and maybe with the story they were like, it's not really working as a series, or maybe the story, there's not enough story to justify 6 episodes or something like that. So they decided to rework into a movie, which great choice. I'm kind of expecting, and you know, with Werewolf by Night coming out, I'm kind of expecting them to take a lot of these series that they are thinking of producing and either reworking them to be films or reworking them to be these special presentations, because I think that would work really well, especially for the smaller stuff like Werewolf by Night. Because like, I mean, we'll get into, you know, our thoughts on it, but like they could have easily made that a series, and whether it would have worked as well or not, you know, I mean, we'll talk about it, but I imagine we'll be seeing a lot more special presentations and maybe even some of the announced shows being turned into films.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the characters should be given that treatment a lot more.
Yeah, I feel like when Disney Plus started coming out, Feige got excited. He was like, shows, just put everything in the shows. And now I think he's walking it back a little bit.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Definitely.
Yeah, so this is according to Deadline. People are upset about this. Apparently, Michael Waldron is set to write the script for Avengers Secret Wars.
Yeah.
How are we feeling?
I mean, like, I don't think Michael Waldron is like bad. I enjoyed Multiverse of Madness,
and Loki
as well. So I'm not. I mean, I don't hate it. I mean, like somebody else would have been better, obviously, but then again, Secret Wars is like 4 years away, so things could happen, things could change, you know.
Yeah, and like 4 years time, or really like 3 years to write this script. I think would be fine. But like, as far as my thoughts about him, I thought Loki was great. Obviously one of the best Disney Plus series. Most people would agree with that, despite as much as people hate Michael Waldron, they'll praise Loki, or they'll try to be different and say Loki was trash because Michael Waldron's involvement. But a lot of the Michael Waldron hate comes from his Multiverse of Madness, which a lot of people were upset by for a multitude of reasons, just people not liking it in general, with the script, or the Wanda's arc, or the fact that he said in an interview, oh, we didn't watch WandaVision or whatever, which doesn't even he doesn't have to watch the series to understand whatever. I'm not going to get into that. But Multiverse of Madness went through a lot of shit.
It did.
Scott Derrickson was obviously doing it. I believe Michael Waldron was even writing the script at the time. I think it was Scott Derrickson who was doing it, I believe. And of course, he left the project due to creative differences. And of course, they brought Sam Raimi on. Michael Waldron starts writing it. Obviously, this whole thing has to be expedited because they still have deadlines. But then the pandemic hits and things are delayed, and it's like, okay, well, if it's delayed, they have more time to write. But psych, now they have to rework everything because it was supposed to come out before Spider-Man No Way Home, but now it's coming out after Spider-Man No Way Home, so they have to make that work with that, and it's just a mess. It's just a mess from a behind-the-scenes standpoint. So I'm honestly, I don't put a ton of the blame on Michael Waldron. So people are also saying, like, how are you going to get the guy that says he doesn't even understand how the multiverse works? That's not what he said. He said he regretted making such definite rules for the multiverse in Loki. That's what he said. But he also probably didn't even know he was going to write Doctor Strange. So, but regardless, I really don't think it was his fault. I think he's a fine writer. Again, he did great with Loki.
Exactly.
As much as people, anyone, I mean, it's fine not to like the show, but I mean, the energy that people have to hate on that show, it's like, come on, chill.
Yeah. Like I said, like I don't hate it. Um, there's always something better, but for now, like there is still time to make changes because the film is gonna be like 4 years away. So not
Yeah.
bad.
I think he's also writing a Star Wars movie. I don't remember. I feel like, but he's written for like Rick and Morty and stuff, and like he's an experienced writer. He's fine. It's not like he's not new to this.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's whatever. It'll be fine. He's also got a lot of time because again, Multiverse of Madness, expedited production. He didn't have 3 years to write Doctor Strange. So anyway, Deadpool 3, it's going to release on September 9th, 2024. Sick. Also expected. Although I think one of the films was delayed from like February 2024 to September. I think that's what this was. Or what that was. But anyway, who cares about that? Because Ryan Reynolds put on his YouTube channel and, all the social medias, made the announcement Hugh Jackman will return as Wolverine in Deadpool 3. Incredible.
Finally, so I was really fucking shut up about, oh my God, Hugh Jackman, and Hugh Jackman forever. No one can replace him with Wolverine. But, he's back and I love it.
Yeah, I'm super excited about this. I mean, when Deadpool became an actual reality back in like 2015, 2016, it was the question on, well, I mean, not the question, but everyone was sort of expecting, not at some point, not necessarily in that first film, but was hoping at some point that him and Wolverine would eventually meet because, their dynamic and, just the way they interact in the comics is everyone loves it. And Ryan Reynolds has gone on record multiple times before this announcement and before even the Disney Fox stuff and after, said that the plan for Deadpool 3 was always going to be a Wolverine Deadpool road trip movie. And, obviously Hugh Jackman did Logan, and that was going to be the bookend for his character and his time as Wolverine and stuff like that. But now, of course, he's back. He's back. And, there's, most people are happy about it, but you also have the people saying like, oh, but Logan was such a perfect send off. It's not the Logan version, so you don't chill. It's not that deep. That's like having like Old Man Logan coming out and seeing Wolverine in a Spider-Man comic being like, oh, but we had Old Man Logan and that was perfect. Like, you can have different interpretations of the character. Like it just happens to be played by Hugh Jackman again. It's fine. Yeah. But yeah, so this is super exciting. I don't know what to expect from this other than the fact that it's probably going to be a road trip movie. They're probably going to start production. They'd have to start production sometime either summer or fall of next year. So that's great. Obviously, Sean Levi, whatever, is directing. So yeah, and Sean Levi worked with Hugh Jackman on Real Steel, so they have already a working relationship. And of course, he worked with Ryan Reynolds 2 times on Free Guy and the Atom Project. So
can't wait for the unofficial Sean Levy and Ryan Reynolds trilogy.
Hell yeah. What if they released a Ryan Reynolds, Sean Levi Levy box set? Just those 3 movies.
That'd be funny as fuck.
Yeah. But yeah, that is the news of the week, which means it's time to move on to our topic, which is Werewolf by Night, which just came out this Friday. And yeah, what you seem to enjoy it more than I did.
Oh, you didn't enjoy it as much?
Well, no, I'll get to it. I expected you to like it. I expected you to like it. I just didn't think you would like it as much as you did.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Definitely. And like I said, me, I'm not a fan of black and white films, but of course, with this being Marvel and being a Werewolf by Night project, I was very excited for this. First off, I'm gonna say Michael Giacchino should start directing more shit because this is really, really good.
Yeah, what an impressive directorial debut.
Exactly.
And of course, he did the music as well.
Yes.
Bro really does not sleep.
Yes, he doesn't sleep, dude. God, man, man, I love that man. But yeah, this was amazing. I love how it was a homage to the Universal Monsters movies from the 30s and 40s. Uh, but other than that, like it just felt refreshing, not only to just it was refreshing to all the audiences involved because it was something that um it was different. It didn't really I mean, it's in the MCU, but it doesn't take place within the main timeline or whatever. Or but it's also something that's just it was like its own thing, and it was like I said, it was very refreshing to see new characters, and even Werewolf by Night, who not a lot of comic book fans or not a lot of casuals know about him. So for him to be on screen with in this nice little horror miniseries was just really really nice to see, and it was a really good length. It didn't drag on too much. It was honestly just right.
Yeah, 55 minutes.
Yeah, 55 minutes
including credits.
Yeah, including credits, which are accompanied by amazing score by Giacchino himself. But yeah, the action was amazing. Had a nice bit of gore and blood, which was amazing. I love how they could get away with the blood with it being black and white, which is, I mean, like I said, it's still amazing to see. And even the introducing of Man-Thing or Ted, fucking amazing. I just love everything about this so much.
Yeah, we're probably just gonna do spoilers because there's not really a lot to
non-spoil about. Yeah. So
beware, I guess, if you care about spoilers. But yeah, I was not. Well, I shouldn't say I was not expecting to like this because I mean when the trailer initially released and when it was just rumored, I was just like, okay, Werewolf by Night, that's interesting. Oh, it's going to be like a short special presentation thing, like the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special. Oh, it's directed by composer Michael Giacchino. Okay, well, I don't know what this is going to be like. Oh, okay, so it's a homage to Universal Monsters, like 20s, 30s, 40s horror. Okay, and then the trailer came out. I was like, oh, that looks interesting. Of course, Man-Thing's in it, and it's like, oh shit, fucking Man-Thing. And some of the action looked pretty good, and but I'm not necessarily. I mean, I don't. If it's black and white, it's black and white. I don't really have an issue with that. But the 20s, 30s monster horror movie, I don't care. I don't care about that kind of stuff. So the fact that it was an homage to it, that part didn't intrigue me. So I was going into this expecting to be like, yeah, it was fine. It came out of it, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, so I'm just based on the trailer. You sort of know going in what's going on. That main guy is Werewolf by Night, and I still there's this whole thing with the Bloodstone and whatever and the family and stuff like that, and there's a maze or something, and they're fighting for the Bloodstone, and they're all hunters. Jessica Jones is in this, which is fun. She really does look like her.
Yeah, Laura Donnelly.
Yeah,
might as well be a long lost twin.
This takes place modern day, doesn't it?
It does.
Because it was black and white and shit. I was like, maybe this takes place 20s, 30s, but there was those guards had
yeah. Some people were saying
armor on. They had tasers and shit.
Yeah, some people were saying it was like the TVA, which it definitely wasn't.
Yeah, I could kind of see that just by watching the trailer, but yeah, they definitely were the TVA. But
yeah, I'm gonna assume it does take place somewhere in modern day.
Oh, wait a minute. It should be on the MCU timeline on Disney Plus.
Well, good thing I have the app. Oh, I gotta wait for it to download. Shit.
Gotta wait for it to download.
Yeah. I didn't update it.
It's okay. I got it.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, I got it. Hold on. Timeline order. After Thor: Love and Thunder.
After Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yeah, so technically it's the most recent thing in the MCU timeline wise.
Awesome. Okay, well then take back what I said about it not being something. Okay, so it does take place in the timeline, so that's good.
Which also makes it easier to have him and Moon Knight crossover, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because I think it was one. No, I think Moon Knight debuted in a Werewolf by Night cover, or vice versa. I don't know, but I know like whenever people talk about Moon Knight, comic book fans usually associated with Werewolf by Night.
Right. I think Moon Knight's
versa.
first appearance was in a Werewolf by Night comic.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So then, because like one of the things when this was coming out, they wanted comic book fans wanted him to be with Moon Knight, which would be fucking cool, obviously. But yeah, like going back to what you said about the Universal Monsters thing, how you weren't intrigued by it. That's kind of how I feel about it. Like in a way, I don't think I'll ever go and watch like a Universal Monsters film.
Yeah,
like, on my own time. But for me, is that like when it comes to stuff like that, I always have an appreciation for it.
Yeah,
Just because people do like those things and like they are very influential in like many projects that will come to like the future and stuff for the past. Yeah, like for like one day, I'm never gonna be like, shit, I'm gonna watch fucking Frankie's Son. Like I'm not gonna do that.
yeah.
Like I said, I have an appreciation for it. It's
The Invisible
there.
Man.
I respect it. Yeah, it's like if I wanted to watch The Invisible Man, I'll go watch
The new one.
I'll watch a new one, or like I'll revisit Hollow Man, because Hollow Man is like, I mean, even though it's not a great movie, it's a guilty pleasure of mine because I watched it when I was a child. But yeah, I really, really like this project a lot.
You gave it 5 stars.
I did give it 5 stars because not only like was not only was it kind of like its own thing, it's like it's kind of like more of a self-contained thing, but it was very stylistic in its own right. And like I said, it just was very refreshing. Like it was very refreshing to see like something so small that could something as small as that, like give it like more heart to me. So, and like I said, it was directed and composed by Michael Giacchino, so that kind of brings it up a little bit for me. And I'm excited to see more Werewolf by Night. I'm actually gonna check his comics in soon because that was Jack Russell Werewolf by Night. There's also another one as well. There's another Werewolf by Night, or Werewolf.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to talk a little bit about the design because some people weren't 100% happy with the design of the actual werewolf, and I kind of get their point. Like they wanted to be more, wolf-like, but at the same time, like he looks pretty accurate to the original werewolf looking boy, which is a bit more human than wolf.
Yeah, that's the thing too, because like he wasn't like a complete furry.
He looks animalistic in the same way that Beast looks animalistic. That level.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And I felt like with him having some like human features is fine because it's kind of a way of him not wanting to be a werewolf all the time.
Yeah, and
like,
it's also, if it calls for it, he can emote better. That comes through a lot more. So yeah.
So like I think it's fine. And I feel like the people who are complaining about it, they're just like little nitpicks. Like I feel like they're like little nitpicks more than anything, which I can get behind a nitpick or two. But overall, like I said, it's very refreshing to the audience because even the fandom too. Like we talk about the fandom every goddamn week because they're just so fucking insufferable. But people really liked this a lot, and that kind of like that brings me peace, so I can sleep at night.
Yeah, I'm very surprised by the reception of this. Like I thought like the critical score came out, and it's like, okay, as an homage to the 20s and 30s, like the critics are really enjoying it. That makes a lot of sense. especially if it's, you know, it's actually good. But like, I expected the audience score to be a lot more divided because, you know, this vibe isn't for everyone, but people are loving it.
People are really loving this, and it's just like, it's great. It's great to see people actually liking shit for once instead of it just being fucking hated.
Yeah.
Man,
finally have a win.
Right.
It's a 94% audience score.
It's really good. Like it feels good to be a Marvel fan at this point right now.
Especially after that She-Hulk episode.
Yeah. She-Hulk and Werewolf by Night were like,
what a great back-to-back.
Right, exactly. It's, man, a week of peace.
True. Yeah.
Like this is the first time I didn't dread going on social media.
Right? I thought I would dread after the She-Hulk episode, because like, even though I enjoyed it, spoiler alert for next week, I guess, like I was like, oh, I imagine some people are just going to be really annoying about this, and there are those people out there. That's inevitable, but it was a lot more universally loved, both of them, more than I was expecting. So that's really nice. It's a nice break.
Yeah, so I'm always, it was just really great seeing all that stuff. But yeah, nonetheless, I really love Werewolf by Night, obviously, and I really want Marvel to do stuff like this, like in the future. Which I know it's gonna happen, but like, you know, these self-contained stories that fit within the timeline, delve deep with like, you know, like you know, like a few members or so, even like, you know, mini teams, like not a lot of people know about this, but I would love to see like an alpha flight team to team up in like a mini series. Alpha flight's like, you know, kind of like a mini team. No one really knows about them a little bit. It consists of like small heroes. You should check them out. They're pretty cool. It has like North Star. North Star's like, you know, pretty big. He was pretty big in the 90s. But yeah, more shit like this, please.
Yeah, well,
and give Michael Giacchino more directorial stuff.
I would be surprised if we see some sort of sequel to this next year. Maybe not next year, because I bet Marvel Studios was like waiting to see how this does. But
no, it's going to be next year.
Oh, okay.
I'm contacting Kevin right now.
Okay. I mean, I don't think you need to. I bet he's already working on it.
No.
All right.
He's going to get contacted.
Okay. So just to be safe, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I was alluding to earlier, because of this, then the success of this, not only do I think we're going to see a lot more, and we've seen it in interviews from like Marvel producers, that we're going to be seeing maybe a lot more of Marvel's monster world, which I think is kind of hilarious, considering Universal has been trying to get their stupid monster universe up and going for the longest time now. And Marvel Studios just like, yeah, we'll do one just like as an homage or whatever, and then it like fucking kills. Universal's probably sitting back like, what the fuck?
Right.
But yeah, so I imagine we're going to be seeing a lot more of these special presentations, especially after World by Night, whether it's, I doubt it's just going to be these monster type movie, or yeah, little mini movies, but also I think years ago now, well, I'll back up, like before Marvel used to do these one shots like in between movies that were awesome. There was one with Coulson called On the Way to Thor's Hammer, and there's like another one with, well, there's a couple with Sitwell, and there's all the infamous and pretty popular one now, All Hail the King, with Trevor Slattery and, you know, the whole 10 Rings and the Mandarin, whatever. All of them were like really cool, just tiny little short films. And Marvel fans have, including myself, have wanted that to come back for years now. And Marvel producers are like, yeah, we want to do that too. And I think that's essentially what these special presentations are. I think they wanted to bring those back, but maybe they couldn't justify necessarily like just doing all these, like bringing these like relatively big actors for for like 5-10 minute shorts, but to have these special presentations that are one-offs, maybe that are closer to an hour, like 40 minutes to an hour. I think that's not only better for the audience because we get more stuff, but it also allows them to tell more story.
For sure.
But yeah, let's talk about the gore for a little bit. You talked about it a little bit earlier. Personally, I thought it was a little overhyped. No, not like I was like, I was expecting more. But like, I had also heard it on Twitter, like, yeah, there's not as much gore as maybe you're expecting, but it was still more than your typical Marvel Studios production. I mean, it was still there for sure. None of it made me like physically like go as like Black Bolt did when his fucking brain exploded.
Yeah.
But it was still a lot more than Marvel Studios is usually used to, which is a nice change of pace. I'm happy with it.
Most definitely. And like I said, yeah, I brought up how like, they were able to get away with it because, it was in black and white. So there was stuff like that. But yeah, I really, really, really enjoyed that aspect. That hallway, or the little room scene with the werewolf just mauling everybody was amazing.
Really, really good. Yeah.
And like also about Werewolf by Night, that was filmed in 12 days.
12 days? Really?
Yeah, that was filmed in 12 days.
Wow.
So yeah, that was amazing. They really got to work on that. I mean, granted, like, that's kind of fine. It wasn't like, I mean, you could see that for sure.
Sure.
And Man-Thing was completely practical effects. It was all practical. Mostly practical.
Yeah, like the eyes clearly weren't practical, but a lot of the head movements were practical, and him like running and shit it was not practical. But yeah. Well, I wanted to talk about that. Yeah, most of this was practical, which clearly shows, and obviously had to be done to really pay homage to that era of film. And yeah, it paid off really well.
It did.
It looked great. Cheap, but that's the point. I mean, cheap. It looks cheap, but it also looks incredibly expensive.
Low budget, high quality.
Exactly, because you also have big boy Man-Thing. Speaking of which, let's talk about our boy Ted.
Ted Salas, aka Man-Thing. Fucking love him.
He's he's the best.
He's adorable.
I didn't know what to expect from him. I thought he was just going to be like, Man-Thing, and just kill people. But no, bro's adorable.
We all need a Ted.
Indeed. I need a plushie.
Man, yeah,
get on it, Marvel.
Ted plushie. Yes, Ted plushie. But oh my god, like, and like, it was also one of the things where it's like, I didn't know how much of Man-Thing we were gonna get, but we got like a good amount.
Yeah, we also saw him disintegrate multiple people.
Yes, and that was satisfying, especially with that last bitch.
Mm-hmm.
God, that was satisfying.
Very. But just the way he communicates just in grunts is really fun.
Also, like, one of my favorite parts is when Elsa gets the bloodstone and everything goes back into color.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of my favorite parts.
Yeah, her jacket's like hyper red.
Yeah, I know.
I was like, oh my god. Which makes sense, because usually in the black and white stuff, to really give stuff a certain look, it has to be like really vibrant colors. Which is what they did on WandaVision. Vision was blue for the black and white stuff. I also like that they managed to do a lot of the criticized upon like MCU humor and still do it like pretty well. Like all the stuff with Man-Thing was like clearly like it's pretty MCU, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like the bit where Elsa is, she had to fight that one guy. I don't know their names, but like, and she like used his weapon against him and like just went straight through like the bottom of his head.
Yeah,
I was like, ugh, gross.
Yeah, I knew that actor looked familiar, but he was in Fast and Furious, so I know about him. In Tokyo Drift. Yeah,
I really like the characters the characters that we actually get to know. So like obviously Ted, Werewolf by Night, and Elsa was really good, like really, really good. I really enjoyed her. I hope we get more of them in the future.
Yeah, I would definitely want to see more of Elsa Bloodstone because like she's part of I know she's in, I think she's in a Doctor Strange comic,
Oh,
but she has her own line of comics, which is pretty cool.
she could be. I mean, I don't think that's what her character is, but they could like make her the MCU's like Constantine.
I mean, probably. I mean, she doesn't have like powers like that.
I know, but they could give her powers like that.
Nah,
Yes,
no, we can't really do that.
they can though.
No,
Yeah.
why would they do that?
What, like all the Elsa Bloodstone fanboys are just gonna like come out of the woodwork like, yeah, you're ruining the character.
They can't do that unless I say so.
Jesus.
Yeah, I have nothing else to really say. I'm just keep repeating myself.
I feel like there's Marvel doesn't really introduce stuff to just let it sit there forever. So like I feel like it's almost like a guarantee that they'll come back, especially Man-Thing.
Yeah, I know. Man Thing has like he has a connection to like Franklin Richards, so hopefully we'll see that in the like near future. But
He looked so good.
I just want to see Werewolf by Night and
Blade.
and even Moon Knight.
God, he was supposed to make a cameo in this. God damn.
I know. Right.
We lost. Still great though. I bet that was because there was no post-credit scene to this.
Nope.
I wonder if that was supposed to be the post-credit scene.
I wonder that too. Nonetheless, this was definitely top 3, top 5, even more Phase 4 project.
Really?
Yeah.
I gave it 5 stars. I gave it 4 stars.
That's fair. I think it's better than No Way Home, to be honest.
What? No, you don't.
Nah, I don't think so.
It was really hard because like anytime there's an MCU project, I always like put it in the lower ranking thing. I don't take it that seriously, but like I was thinking about it and I was like, I do not know where to put this because it's not a series. So but it's not a movie. There's more stuff you can do in a movie. So like, I don't know. It was really hard. I ended up putting it more towards the bottom because it's like, even though I really liked it with movies and shows, I mean, there's more content, there's more stuff for me to like. So just inherently, it was towards the, I don't know. It was really difficult for me to rank it because I felt bad putting it at the bottom. I was like, it feels wrong to put it here, but at the same time, everything above it, I'm like, I also really like it.
Yeah, I feel you. Generally, whenever I rank things, of course I rank them off of enjoyment and like how, kind of not like objectively, but like it kind of just my enjoyment and like rewatchability.
Yeah.
Like when I ever go back and watch this again, I definitely would. But yeah, I definitely get what you're saying. Like it's really good in its own thing. But it's like it doesn't have like enough content for it to be like up there with like fucking like some movies, which I get.
Yeah,
I gotta update my Marvel list so I can put it in like the ranks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, do you have anything else to say?
I don't think so, but it's probably gonna be one of those things where we end the show and then I'm gonna be like, oh fuck, we didn't talk about this thing.
Put it in post.
I'm not going to put it in post.
Why not?
It's too much work.
No, it's not.
It is too much work.
I don't think so. Is the show then?
Oh well, actually, let me say something real quick. I think I'm going to move the shows to Tuesdays because I'm losing my mind. No, because I just have it just fits better in my schedule just to edit. I mean, we won't be like ahead of the curve with the Marvel news and shit, but just for my sanity, I'm just gonna move the shows to Tuesdays.
I feel you.
Yeah, so expect it on Tuesdays. I was gonna make a tweet, but no one fucking follows us. Follow us on Twitter. But yeah, so that's the show.
That's the show. All
right, time to do this by memory again. I haven't done it for a week, so I've lost it probably. Thank you for listening to the Avengenerds podcast. If you want to follow us, we're at Avengenerds on Twitter. That's AVENGE nerds, all one word. If you want to follow us, I'm It's Zenith_ on Twitter. Where can they reach you?
Nowhere. Follow us on our social medias, please.
Please follow us on Twitter. I mean, we'll post a lot there, but you should still do it.
Facts.
Please. But yeah, we also have a Discord if you'd like to join the conversation there. All those will be linked in the show notes. You can also check out our link tree for any additional links you may be interested in. You can also review the show on Apple Podcasts. So if you could leave 5 stars in review, it would really help us out. Leave a fucking review. Leave a review, and like we want you to leave a review because not only does it legitimately it helps out the show because it pushes it out more, but also we'll read your review out on the show and you get a little bit of a shout out. You know what I mean? So yeah, do those things. 5 stars, please. You can also review it on Spotify if you're on Spotify. You can't leave a review, but you can give it 5 stars. So if you could do that too, please. At least I don't think you can leave a written review. Maybe you can, and I just don't know about it. I don't know. I don't use Spotify, but leave 5 stars review. It would really help us out. Thanks again for listening to Adventures Podcast. We'll see you next week with the She-Hulk finale.
Later.